So yes, native born or citizens or people in Canada don't want to. Who wants to do that job? If you don't have to, who wants to do a back-breaking job anywhere in the
That's
world,
right.
right?
That's right.
But if you're
That's
from a
right.
poor place, you don't have much money, and you come, great, you'll do it.
Right.
But we also have the problem of just not enough people. Even if we wanted to do it, we couldn't do it. So we have a lot of Mexican migrant workers come up, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the last year or two, but I was talking to, there were 3 or 4 guys who used to come into one of the other stores I used to have, and we talk all the time. Mexican guys who come up for the summer,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
this one guy was coming up for like 8 or 9 years, and there was a system he was explaining to me that Canada had where, okay, down in it's almost like the Filipino maids in Asia, right?
Yeah.
Where you
Mm-hmm.
apply, there's agents, the whole thing happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
once you're vetted and you come in,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't fuck around,
Mm-hmm.
you can come back. It's pretty
Right.
easy, right?
Yeah.
The first round is tough. So this guy was saying, "Oh yeah, he would actually come up to Canada, and it was difficult, but we had the rules here that you cannot pay anyone less than minimum wage. So
Yeah.
they would get the Canadian minimum wage, which was
Mm-hmm.
way more than he could get in his village back in Mexico.
Right. Of
So
course.
he would come up like every year. He would work
Yeah.
for 3-4 months, and he would
Mm-hmm.
go back, and
Right.
then he would come back to Canada. And the money he made those 3-4 months was enough. He built a house, he got a car, he built a little business, and blah 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 blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. And he just kept coming back because it was great for him. He did, and he went back and he invested the money, and it helped his little village and everything too. So that was that's a thing, right? So
That's common. Yeah.
that showed that actually worked, and he
Right.
did not want to stay here. And I asked him,
Right.
well, why don't you just say hang out here? He said, what the fuck am I going to do for the other 8 months? Like I
Exactly.
can't. My visa doesn't let me do anything else, so what am I going to
Okay.
do? And
Yeah.
B, hey, it's fucking cold. It's like,
Exactly.
what the fuck? Why would I want to stay there, man?
Exactly.
The same
It's
reason you
beautiful
come to
mixed
my
up.
village for 8 months is the same reason I go back. It's like,
Exactly. It is mutual. That's exactly the point. It's a mutual thing. They want to live in Mexico. They want to be Mexican. Fine. But they need extra money and they make a lot more in America or Canada. It's the same damn thing. Like when I was doing the same thing in West Texas, talk to the guys. It's exactly the same thing. They're there just to work, do the work for 6, 8 months, go back, and they live in there and then come back and forth. It's a matter of being legal. That's the whole thing. And he used to told me the guys in Texas used to told me that their friends they would go up to Montana, Michigan, cross into Canada, all that stuff too. So it's a typical system that worked. Okay, the problem is it probably wasn't properly legally stamped over in America. Why? Because they have a shitty immigration system that we know how
that's
to
the
fix.
question. Like, why? I'm not bitching. I'm actually seriously asking. Like,
Yeah,
why is it difficult to expand that? Why is it? Why
it's
can't it
not.
just be that you got like in not every village, but
Don't tell them what to do. They're supposed to hire us to do that.
shit, yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that. We know
Okay,
what to do. It's not
let
that
me.
hard. It's quite
You'll
simple.
ever turn down the volume for a second, but like, why can't you have it like in not every village, but every state have like an employment agency thing where you come in and
Yeah,
you apply
yeah,
and you
yeah,
get vetted. Okay, we don't
yeah,
want axe murderers. We got enough of our
yeah,
own. We don't need any more
yeah,
axe murderers. And you just like,
yeah.
why
It,
not? Why
it's
not?
obvious. I mean, they do it in Malaysia, Singapore,